We're back with Herd Winter Racing, this time in Royal Pump Room 8. This is in London, and it is very choppy, up and down, and over Yorkshire KOM. It's pretty brutal. We're with A's, B's, C's, and D's, so going to see how long we can hold on to those front folks. And really the big selection point here is about 5 kilometers in. There's a long drag. Doesn't always sound like a selection point, but people are really going to gun it there, and it's a 5-minute effort, and it's going to hurt quite a lot. So our goal is stick in this group as long as we can, make it probably not with the front group, but at least with the second group over that selection point, and then see how long we can hold on. So we're right before the long drag here, and this is going to be a little pinch up. Speed's going to increase. I'm already, pushing kind of red numbers. We're going 4.5, 5 watts per kilo just to stick with this group. And I'm happy to use as many matches, power-ups, whatever right here because the early selections are the big selections. So I'm just trying to stick with as forward a group as I can, and we're ready to use our matches to do that. So we got over that little pinch, but that goes right into this long drag. Now, this is almost 2 kilometers, maybe 1.5 kilometers. It's not super long. It's also not super steep. You can see it's 2.5% right here. It's going to go up to 4.5% or so, but it's a drag. Everyone's pushing really high numbers, and especially you've got those A riders on the front really pushing it. So the group really strings out. I'm on the back, and I'm just trying to hold on. What's going to happen is that elastic breaks at some point, and there are 2 groups, and that's happening right about here. And here now there are 2 groups. I'm in that second group, but that's totally fine. I'm very happy to have made a selection this far up. So we're just going to stick with this group and see how we do for the rest of the time. We get over this hill and we are all very tired. You can see we've got 3 ATP riders here and 1 other guy, and we're gonna dip down and a little bit back up, but we're all pretty cooked and very happy to sit up and take a breather, and that allows these 2 folks behind us to come back. Now, the 2 folks behind us have very different profiles. Baker is like 97 kilos, and so pushing really hard, and Osimo is like 60 kilos, so going to be really good on the climb. So very different profiles, but they're both pushing pretty hard, and they come through right here, and Baker then goes in off the front. Again, using that weight on this nice steep descent. If we had pushed, maybe we could have kept them from coming back, but I really don't think so, and I think we were all really gassed and really needed the breather. So we're now all back together, and we've got a little group of 6 or group of 5 chasing Baker off the front. Baker has 11 seconds coming into this next climb, and this is the Yorkshire KOM. It's going to be pretty rough. And then coming in here, I'd offered to let me pull on the front. I'm about to drop. I really thought I was about to really go off the back, and that's pretty much how the rest of this race played out. I was feeling like I was about to drop, and eventually that's true, but for a long time it wasn't. So we're again just holding what we can to stick with it here. At the end of the day, the myintervals.icu looked at this as a high intensity interval training, and that's kind of how it ended up, was these VO2 max or anaerobic efforts into a short breather downhill into another big effort. We're able to catch Baker, I think, on this climb or just over this climb, but we'll start to shed a few riders. I think one of my teammates drops on this one, and then my other teammate will drop on, I think, the next big climb. Skipping ahead to the next big climb here, and we've had a few little bumps along the way, and those are tough as well. All of these efforts are right into the red, again, VO2 max or just into anaerobic, and it's just really tough. Anytime we're not pushing kind of 4.5 watts per kilo, we're sitting in and we're cruising a little bit, but there's really not a lot of variation. It's you sit in, then you have a climb, and you just got to push again and try and hold on. The folks we're with are really strong, and they start pushing again. Unfortunately, my teammate drops here, but all 3 of us did a really good job just to be with this group, so we're happy with our results, but we're just going to barely make it over this one, and now we have 2 more climbs left, including the wall, which is a real steep section. We're right over the top here, and you can see I'm beginning to crack because I really just can't even hold on this descent. And I've got some kilos on these two front guys, so it's pretty rough. Luckily, this Baker guy, who is heavier, he comes through. I'm able to get in his draft, and that brings me back to the group. But this is a sign of things to come and just where my fatigue is at. We go right into this next little pinch, and this is the one where I really know that I'm dying. I am able to stick with this group only by pushing and then resting. I'm not able to hold a consistent effort, so I'll push it up to 4.5 watts per kilo like I need to, and then it dips right back down to 3.5, back up to 5, back down to 3. It's this kind of seesaw effort. I'm not able to hold a consistent effort, and that's just because I'm starting to flag. I'm starting to really lose it. I'm able to just get over this little pinch with this group, but does not bode well for the big wall coming up. And here we are at that wall. We've got these big blinking sections, and we're going to sprint right into this thing. This is really an all-out effort for me. I know if I can make it, I'm good, and if I can't, it's over. I can't. So I am at this point only able to hold about 3.5 watts per kilo after that initial surge, and that's still me standing up, sprinting as much as I can. I just don't have the power. So I pull the plug. It all happens really quickly, and then I just got to limp into the finish line. This was a really hard effort, just overall in this race. I haven't felt this sore or this tired from a race in a long time. My intervals.icu data says like 20% of it was an anaerobic effort, so this was a tough one, but really happy with it. Really planned to use the matches early in the race to make as good of a selection as we could, and we played our cards exactly the way we planned to. It just really hurt, and it means we're going to drop at some point, and that point is here. We cruise in for the 12th place finish, and we will take it and on to the next one. Hopefully it won't be as painful.